I got plenty money, I got plenty money. I got plenty money, I got plenty money. But what's a book without a theme? What's a light without a beam? What are eyes without a scene? What's a man without a dream? Motivated nowadays, motivated. Told him I'm greater when I'm with my creator. So I'm prayed up, shout out to the savior. The boy's major flow as hot as the equator. Or hot potato, I done been through many stages. Many stages, rubbing shoulders with the greatest. And the J's that I be rockin' be the latest. Cop it without payment, worry about it later. Gotta pay it now, gotta pay it down by the middle of the month, but I just don't know how. Wrote a letter to the bank and let them know money coming slow. Yeah, I'm kinda broke and they let me know. We got plenty money, we got plenty money. We got plenty money, we got plenty money. But things ain't always what it seems. What's a bank without a scheme? What's a chick without a lean? What's a man without a dream? We got plenty money, we got plenty money. We got plenty money, we got plenty money. But things ain't always what it seems. What's a bank without a scheme? What's a check without a lien? What's a man without a dream? Financial freedom, gotta get it while I'm breathing, so that I can lead them. My family, they gotta see them. Work for the foundation, so the daughter I am raising live a life that is amazing without care or reservation. Just gotta get it go, cause life is critical. And I admit that I have been up in the lowest lows. As leader of the home, gotta stand on my toes. My desires of my soul, pray for guidance, let them know. Get that dollar, man, get that dollar, man. Ain't no living, no survival without that economy. Please don't misconstrue what I'm trying to say. Get up and get to it, or get about the way. Cause I need plenty money, I need plenty money. I need plenty money, I need plenty money. But what's a book without a theme? What's a light without a beam? What are eyes without a scene? What's a man without a dream? I need plenty money, I need plenty money. I need plenty money, I need plenty money. But what's a book without a theme? What's a light without a beam? What are eyes without a scene? What's a man without a dream? Man without a dream.
Oh yeah. Bold Fool, capital L. We here. We here. Crap, I forgot to do some of my a little bit of advertising. Not that it matters, because it's on Facebook, you know. Facebook don't do shit. But it is what it is, you know. All right. Yeah, Bodafool Capital, we here. It's going to be a movie review stream. So we're going to do Deadpool versus Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, it's been out for a bit. I've definitely seen it multiple times since it's been out. So we're going to get into it. So, let's go ahead and first and foremost welcome anybody and everybody hanging out, tuning in, chilling, vibing. Appreciate it all. Appreciate anybody who tunes in on the VODs or checks on the YouTube, any of that. It's all appreciated. So let me just about time. All right, we shared it. We did it. That's not my post. There we go. Yeah, there it is. Sorry, cool. All right, so as always with movie reviews, we do the trailer first, and then we'll get into it. I used to do trailers for a bit, but now honestly having to edit and throw it on YouTube and everything. It just became a hassle, so I just we trimmed it down to kind of give myself less stress. But in any case, we are doing the same thing though. We're gonna vibe with the Cuzzo. So shout out to the cousin, Shrek Justice, aka Shinryu Kuma. Shout out to that motherfucker. So we're gonna have that ready to go. But before we do, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Here's the stream screen here. Here's the trailer for.
I told you, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick-tick, so upsy daisy. Here we go. Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about.
Not my fucking problem.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
Come again.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about saving worlds, but you do.
Trust me, kid, I'm no hero.
You were an X-Man. You were the X-Man.
Yeah.
I am soaking wet right now.
Boys are so silly.
This is what I'm talking about. Big slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die? Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Want to do some cocaine?
Hey, cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
What about Bolivian marching
They
powder?
know all the slang terms. They have a list.
Even snowboarding?
Even disco dust.
White girl interrupted?
Even force bump.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes. I can't.
All right, let's start it up. Ladies and gentlemen, the review for one of the greatest films of the year, period. I don't give a fuck how you feel about superhero movies, if you're fatigued or not, doesn't matter. This one really did it. So before we get into it, those who might be joining new, we get into it. That's why I tag as a discussion as well. We discuss the film. So we're going to be getting into it. It's been out for a bit. It's on Disney Plus now for streaming. So if you haven't watched it, you've just been slacking. That's your own fault. So come back in about maybe 20-30. As I said, the best movie for me, the whole hands down. I remember sitting in the theater just losing it with the opening itself. So by now we've all seen it if you've been on social media at all. The reason NSYNC has, well, not even really NSYNC, but the song Bye 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 and the iconic dance to it has resurfaced so hard is because of this movie. The opening sequence you have, just like the rest of the films, and that's the other thing too, actually, let me just take a step back. They did the same thing they've done in the previous films. Like, they open it up with a really cool action sequence, and they do the flashback into how to get to said action sequence. It's the formula for his movies, and honestly, it works every single fucking time. And this one is no different, and in my opinion, probably the best because of, yes, one, the Bye Bye Bye, but two, just the kills, the way they're doing it, the way he uses, spoiler, Logan's dead body from Logan, not the actual Logan himself from Logan, the movie where he had his send-off. Quite emotional, quite great. Introduced us also to X-23 as well, which, great character, that child, Daphne King, grown up into a woman, and she killed the role. She absolutely killed it. And spoiler alert, kills it again in this film. But mainly just that opening itself is just absurdly amazing. From the way he kills people using the remnants of Wolverine's adamantium skeleton, to the cuts of him actually doing the dance and stuff like that. It was one of the few movies that I've seen twice in theaters, because I had to see it a second time, experience it again. It was just that good. Loved it. And so the overall plot line, basically him trying to save his universe, because the Wolverine that died in his universe was the Wolverine. So I guess that was his universe that he died in, which is weird, because technically speaking, like, in that universe, it's more post-apocalyptic, and then there's like a lot less mutants and everything. So it's kind of weird how that kind of blended together, because in the Logan series, when he died, like, he was older, a lot of time has passed, and also, like I said, there's not as many mutants, so it's kind of weird that they made that the same universe. But regardless of that fact, regardless of that fact, it works well. They blended the TVA, basically wanting to prove his universe earlier than anticipated, him slowly dying and so on and so forth. So in comes Deadpool trying to save the universe by finding a Wolverine to replace the one that has has been killed, has died. And so you then get what you expect from Deadpool. For one, you get the really cool montage of the different Wolverines. The very well kept secret of the Calvary, Henry Cavill, Superman, aka Nerd God. That man, if he doesn't somehow end up playing Wolverine in the MCU at all, I would be surprised, because even that little cameo had a lot of people talking. He filled it out well. The brief moment you had him, it worked. Fucking worked. So we'll see. It would be really cool if they did. But they also show Patch, the old man Logan. Like, as you see here on the screen, like, they go through a lot of the different, Wolverines, which I thought was really fucking cool. As a Wolverine fan, big fan growing up, I love Wolverine. Always my favorite character. And just always thought he was a pure badass. So it was really cool seeing some of those. And also the brown and yellow tan suit, fucking great. They had that little moment as well. So they did him justice. And then, of course, Hugh Jackman, the kind of almost nobody who turned into, like, he is Wolverine. Like, that's why they had to bring him back. It's hard not to. So hopefully now that it kind of can almost put a nail in the coffin officially, or at least set him off properly another time, or at least get him into the MCU to do more a little bit and then replace him. I don't know what they're going to do, but excuse me. It's been really good. Like, just great. Excuse me, apologize. But as I was saying, the overall film is great. The opening sequence with him actually being in the MCU, briefly talking to, you find Happy Hogan, Jon Favreau. Their interaction's great. Like, you get exactly what you expect from the Deadpool movie, except you get the bonus of having the realest Wolverine that they've had so far besides Logan. Granted, like, the other, times he did him, every time he's played him great. It's just the stories they've had to work with and what they've done hasn't been that good. you know, obviously X-Men 1, 2, you know, Days of Future Past, you know, the Logan, you know, like those are all really good movies. And they kind of fumbled him a little bit, but it was nice to see him in the official, obviously, as you see in the trailer, the blue and yellow, you know, classic, just reimagined a little. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I definitely was fanboying, you know, really hard throughout this whole movie. Just like, wow, I can't believe they did it. From all the little cameos they've done. So obviously it's been out for a bit, so a lot of people know some of the big cameos, like Chris Evans coming back in actually as Human Torch, which is a really fucking cool cameo. They also have some of the what's up, Zuma? And I don't know if you have seen this yet, but I'm digging into it, so appreciate you popping in. But also one of the biggest moments of the movie, he finds the outsiders or the leftovers, I guess you could say, in the void, because they use the void from Loki, you know, where Loki gets sent and Elias is there. They even show him in the trailer, actually, Elias. They show his giant cloud, you know, ass. In the void, Wolverine and Deadpool basically trying to get back, and they find the other folks who we have Elektra, Jennifer Garner returning. We also have Blade, Wesley Snipes returning, Daphne Keane, X-23. And also the one that nobody really expected, and like I think it was like rumored, but nobody actually really like thought it was going to be legit. But Gambit, actually, played by fucking Channing Tatum. Because for a while, if you've been following the Fox, you know, X-Men, you know, saga and everything, you know, Gambit was supposed to get his own film quite some time, and I guess it just got, you know, held up in, you know, movie, you know, hell or whatever. But so it never happened, never came to fruition, and then they kept dropping stinker after stinker, and you know, it just you know, didn't pan out well for him. So in this film, they gave him the most perfect moment, and bless Ryan Reynolds. I don't care how you feel about the man in his life and his personal life and shit like that. Bless him for bringing this to life, bringing this character alive, because, you know, his sequence, they obviously all get a fight sequence, duh, that's why they bring him in, but his sequence was one of the dopest parts of that fight towards the end of the film. Like, just so fucking sick, and like it kind of shows like, hey, you know, Gambit can be really dope if you do him right, and that's what kind of Ryan Reynolds has proved also as well, is that certain characters obviously can be done right if, you know, people give a shit, you know. And if you actually put some time into it, I mean, nobody thought Deadpool could, you know, be as big as he is, but here we are, you know. But because he did the work and he showed, like, this is legit, not the crap that we were given previously. So, you know, and that sequence too, when you meet all these outcasts or these last few standing, fucking great, handled so well. The comments, the dialogue, the back and forth, all of it. Fucking great. And another one of my favorite moments of the film is during this sequence, they were talking about some of the people that were there that unfortunately got killed off, and Daredevil gets brought up, to which ends up being dead, and Elektra's reaction, Jennifer Garner's reaction is just absolutely hilarious. She's like, yeah, not a big deal. Like, just brushes it off, and in the moment, like, this back, like, fucking lost it. And mind you, I've seen this multiple times, but I mainly saw it opening night or previous, and like, just the crowd lost it. Like, everybody fucking lost it. Like, so good. The meta commentary on themselves for a little bit, you know, just great. Honestly, every little bit about it, the costumes, all of it. You know, the only thing I was kind of hoping is we would have gotten like one of the Professor X's to show up at some point, but that did not happen, unfortunately. But for what we got, I'm hoping this sparks something and they bring in some of these characters like X-23. Daphne Keane deserves to reprise herself as, you know, Weapon X-23. Like, she really does. Like, fucking great actress. And honestly, I kind of hope, Channing Tatum gets the big Gambit in the MCU somehow. I think that would be great. But only time will tell. The movie did very well in the theaters. Definitely went over $1 billion, which is great, obviously. So here's hoping that they build off of the success of this film and realize, hey, people just want good content. That's it. That's what people want. People want good shit. And this was really good. They did a very good job honoring everything in the past. Also, the villain, we haven't even talked about her. So Cassandra Nova is the villain, which is Charles Xavier's twin sister, one of the many X-Men series universes. The actress here, this Emma Corrin, absolutely murdered this role, and typical Marvel fashion, they pretty much waste her. Like, she does a great job in the film, and they waste her in this film in the sense, as we know, she gets killed at the end. Which sucks, because I would love to see more of her. I would love to see her come back at some point. I doubt it's going to happen, but god damn it, boy, loved it. Loved how she did the character and the way she uses her powers and everything. So really fun. Also some of the returning villains like Sabretooth, that was really cool. You also got some of the X-Men people from the First Class, some of the X-Men movies like Lady Deathstrike. Well, the fake Lady Deathstrike, you're not going to... That was a whack version of her, too. Azrael, also the guy from The Punisher, like the friggin' Juggernaut, obviously, as well. Like, there's so many great, characters that they put in here, and even if they're not some of the original actors or actresses, it's still really cool to see them do that. And also, again, shout out to Chris Evans. That man, like, when his little cameo with as being as the Human Torch, and his little small monologue he has talking about Miss Cassandra Nova. Just, oh God, delivered well. Even Pyro, too. Yeah, that's right. Pyro from the X-Men movies. He also shows up. So, really cool, all of that. You also, and in the trailer, we've seen he wears the outfit, but we don't see him with the mask. And I'm going to tell you right now, as a fan, like, super fan of Wolverine growing up, and finally seeing that happen, it hit me in the chest. I definitely, I was just like, damn, all right, we're fucking here. And which opens up to like one of the dopest fight scenes in a while too, which probably has been talked about already online and stuff like that, which is the Deadpool core, whatever the fuck they're called. Basically all sorts of different types of Deadpools, and there's just the sequence of the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool and Wolverine just destroying them all. Like, it's great. It's such a great moment. With the music, everything about everything leading up to it, just I fucking love it. Absolutely. I definitely can see, like, obviously Hugh Jackman's like, I can't keep doing this, so he's got to give him the patent on at some point. I'm really hoping we do get a worthy replacement. And honestly, Henry Cavill could do it. I'm just saying, he looked the part as the cameo he did. So we'll see what happens. And obviously, he's very passionate about the nerd life. So that would be really good to have them along. So I can't wait to see what they do, though. So officially, like I said, everything about the movie is great. Everybody fucking killed it. It was, touching to see Blade and Elektra kind of get their send-offs, because they did not, obviously. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. We're going to get into the score and then the favorite scene in the score. Favorite scene for me, it is a toss-up, really big toss-up between the hundreds of Deadpool fight versus Gambit sequence, man. Because one, I mean, the way they handle him, his dialogue, fucking hilarious, has some of the best lines. Like, I knew the moment he said this shit, I was like, that's going to be a meme immediately. Like, the moment I left the theater, and sure enough, I get in the car, and I just happen to jump on Instagram, and literally one of the first things I see is you know, one of, again, those quotes from the movie. But just how he did it, man, his fighting, the way he used the cards, like, all of it was just so fucking good. And it was just happy to see it, because, you know, you feel bad, because obviously if there's one thing I've realized about Channing Tatum is the man really gives a shit about, you know, acting in a sense. Like, he just likes doing, as far as I can tell, movies he enjoys. Because some are obviously just like, wow, what were you thinking? But at the same time, like, I was like, yo, fuck, this looks like fun. Or it's in his contract. I don't know. But he was dicked around for so long to be Gambit, and then, you know, to never get it, and then to finally get it, man, that's fucking great. I love it. Absolutely. So it's definitely a tie between that and then the Deadpool and Wolverine versus Deadpool 4. Two great, amazing moments in the overall great fucking film. The ties, like I said, to the MCU. There's also one thing I didn't mention that I want to bring up real quick. There is also there's a foreshadowing of some sort. I don't know. But the joke of Thor crying over Deadpool. There's a scene where they're showing him they're showing him the MCU, and they tell him, like, oh, that doesn't happen yet. Don't worry about that. And then he asks throughout the film a couple of times, like, why was Thor crying? And so my theory is either in Doomsday or the Secret Wars, whichever, they'll fight alongside each other, and he'll like, you know, Thor will like Deadpool for obvious reasons. And, you know, something happens and maybe it's his official death. I don't know. We'll see. Those movies are in the pipeline. So. Score for me, I don't give a shit. Honestly, I really, truly don't. Fuck what anybody heard, what anybody said. It's a 10 to me. It's a motherfucking 10. Because everything about it, you finally get the Wolverine that we always wanted, in the sense of in his fucking outfit. He's vulgar. He's stabbing the shit out of people. It's basically what you had in Logan, you know, but a little bit more like younger, obviously, duh. It's just great. You know, fucking Hugh Jackman brings it to life so well. So yeah, you get that, you get, you know, Deadpool, yet once again, the greatness that is the character of Deadpool, brought to life by Ryan Reynolds. Again, say what you say about him, I don't care right now. Dude, he did a great job. He did a great job bringing this character to life, and, you know, finally helping get his ass into the MCU. You know, so I'm sure obviously we'll get some cameos for him in some parts in other movies and shit like that. And, you know, same thing with Wolverine. Eventually, obviously, they're gonna write him out. We get him for a little bit longer, which is great, really great. And also, one thing too is the ending. So after everything's said and done, credits start rolling. You know, you always, for Marvel movies, you wait, you see if there's going to be a teaser or something for the next movie or a funny little moment or whatever. In this case, the credits start rolling, and it's almost, it's an homage to the Fox, you know, universe, to the X-Men, and all the films like First Class, and Days of Future Past, the original X-Men trilogy, Wolverine, all that stuff, like the Fantastic Four, like all of that, the Fox Marvel universe they had going, or Marvel movies they had. It's just a, you know, like a 2.5 minute, 3 minute little montage, behind the scenes footage and things like that, you know. And honestly, I did not expect to get emotional at that point, but I did a little. It was like, holy shit. Because you realize, one, I'm fucking old, but two, like, damn, like, I remember watching the first X-Men in theaters. Like, sitting here like, holy shit, my fucking childhood is about to be on screen in front of me. Let's see how this goes. And being pleasantly surprised, a little annoyed with certain things, but enjoying it overall and just being like, wow, that was actually not bad. Like, I definitely fucked up some things, but I could see this being pretty good. And to see it end the way it did now, like finally being, closed down and everything, and Fox officially being absorbed. And so it was a really cool little moment. And yeah, like shout out to them. They didn't have to do that, I don't know whose idea it was. I don't know if it was Ryan's or Hugh Jackman's or anybody or some random from the, writing room. It was great. And I appreciate them for that because, yeah, like not all his movies were great, but they definitely, some had some are good and some were amazing. So really cool to see that. Just kind of give them a little love. Like, all right, see you guys later. Yeah, if you haven't checked it out and you want to see any of the nonsense that I talked about in action, go check it out. It's on Disney Plus. It's worth every fucking minute if you're a fan of Wolverine, Deadpool. Like, this is a $200 million budget, mind you. Holy shit, I didn't know that. $200 million, 1.3 bill. That's a super success, right? So yeah, I loved it. Loved it. Definitely gonna be one of my comfort movies. So yeah, check it out. Yeah, that's gonna be it for the movie review. So we're gonna get into some rivals. But again, if you want to participate in the next movie review, be here Monday for the next stream. We're gonna go ahead here. That's what, 30th. We'll do a wheel spin, and then we'll do that movie review on the 3rd. So not the 3rd. I'm sorry, on the 10th. We'll do that on the 10th. And then, yeah. So that's it.